Descartes was born in 1596 in France, and he died on February 11, 1650. He lived his life as a devoted Catholic and was the chief architect of the 17th century intellectual revolution. Descartes brought methods and reasoning used in mathematics to the field of philosophy. Rene was a dualist, which means that he believed that reality consisted of two fundamental different kinds of things or properties that are the mind and the body, or mental states and physical states. Dualism brings together mind and matter, as did his theory of dualism asserted that everything in the universe is made up of either mind or body, which is why he believed that human beings are composed of both, which is why it is called dualism. Descartes developed a method that he called the Descartes method. He decided to accept nothing as true that he did not clearly recognize to be so. He would trust neither his senses nor his reason, and would accept only what he could know with absolute certainty. Using this method of systematic doubt, he was confident that he could know one thing for certain. He expressed his certainty in perhaps his most famous argument of all: I think, therefore I am. Descartes was best known for being the philosopher who in many ways revolutionized the entire field of philosophy, more specifically as the founder of modern Western philosophy. He argued that our knowledge of God and God's perfection could never be arrived at through the use of our senses, but rather as a result of the use of intellect and reason. Descartes believed that there is one absolute substance in the world, and that is God, and because the soul is a part of God, it cannot disappear and continues to exist as long as God continues to exist. Descartes was a rationalist, which means that he believed that everything must be proven, not just an experience. He also believed that animals don't have minds. Actually, he was famous for arguing that only human beings possess minds. During Descartes' lifetime, he focused his attention on two main questions: what can we know for certain, and what is the relationship between body and mind? Which brings us to epistemology, which is the area of philosophy that deals with the study of knowledge. Like Plato, Descartes doubted that senses were enough to truly know something. He believed that knowledge could be achieved only through the human ability to reason. Descartes argued that people enjoy a privileged access to themselves which they know better than they know anything outside of them. He believed that much of our knowledge is innate and is either already within us or is deduced by totally rational means, with no use of our senses. Descartes believed that all claims to knowledge must be open to challenge, however, was actually trying to establish a kind of knowledge that could not be challenged. Humans have been thought to be composites of both mind and body, but have two dimensions of humanity. The mind-body problem occurs when the mind affects and influences the body and vice versa, or also known as interactionism. This is a problem because since the mind and the body are two separate substances, they should not be able to interact with one another, according to the definition of a substance, which can share no attributes with any other substance. Descartes attempted to solve the mind-body problem by saying that the mind and body actually come together in a place called the pineal gland, also known as the seat of the soul. In conclusion, his successors rejected his mind-body problem solution, and the mind-body problem still exists today. Proposed by Descartes was the substance theory, which maintains that the self is a determinate and unitary thing. In Descartes' definition of a person, he included the fact that humans are self-aware, doubting, willing, imagining, and feeling. When Descartes was asked the question, what is real, he answered, material entities or substances like minds and souls are physical objects. Also that there are immaterial entities or substances as well. Rene was also a substance dualist, which means he believed that reality was composed of two fundamental different things: mental substances and material substances. Yes, Descartes was a very wise man. Still awake?